Hello, basketball people, we have news. Let's go to more news about the Golden State Warriors. I ask you to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, as I am a Warriors fan. The Warriors are slow in their negotiations, but they are being urged to try to sign Kawhi Leonard from the Los Angeles Clippers. Offering a solid package with young players and draft picks could entice the Clippers to accept the offer. With Kawhi Leonard, the Warriors would be favorites and could win now, and Stephen Curry could win his fifth title. The Golden State Warriors should go all in to acquire Kawhi Leonard this offseason by offering an underpriced but realistic trade package. The Golden State Warriors are entering the 2025-26 season in a unique position with an aging core. Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, and Jimmy Butler are still major talents, but time is no longer on their side. The dynasty that dominated the NBA throughout the 2010s still has flashes of brilliance, yet the window for another championship run is closing. For a franchise defined by its willingness to swing big and maximize its stars' twilight years, the Warriors could look to add another elite piece to make one final, all-in push for glory. Enter Kawhi Leonard, a player whose value around the league is uncertain. Despite being a two-time Finals MVP and still among the league's most dominant two-way wings when healthy, Leonard's reputation has taken a hit after controversy surrounding an alleged under-the-table endorsement deal. That is why Leonard's future with the Los Angeles Clippers might even be in question, and the situation is ripe for Golden State to step in. With Leonard's market potentially deflated, the Warriors could capitalize on a rare opportunity to acquire a superstar at a discounted price, giving them a formidable defensive and offensive weapon to pair with Curry, Butler, and Green for one last championship run. Golden State Warriors receive Kawhi Leonard. Los Angeles Clippers receive Jonathan Kuminga, sign and trade, Brandon Podziemski, 2027 first-round pick, GSW, 2032 first-round pick, GSW, 2031 second-round pick. Golden State Warriors acquire the perfect two-way wing without losing too much. For the Warriors, the appeal of Kawhi Leonard goes far beyond his name. He is still one of the most complete two-way players in basketball, 21.5 ppg, 5.9 rpg, 3.1 apg, capable of locking down an opponent's best scorer while also delivering offense when called upon. Golden State already has two fierce perimeter defenders in Jimmy Butler, 17.5 ppg, 5.4 rpg, 5.4 apg, and Draymond Green, 9.0 ppg, 6.1 rpg, 5.6 apg, but Leonard's presence would raise their ceiling dramatically. Adding Kawhi would give the Warriors the flexibility to counter any superstar wing in the West while also providing much-needed scoring alongside 37-year-old Stephen Curry, 24.5 ppg, 6.0 apg. Perhaps most importantly, the Warriors wouldn't need to sacrifice their foundation to get this deal done. Instead of gutting their roster or trading away too many future assets, Golden State could realistically land Leonard by trading the exiled Jonathan Kuminga and only losing Brandon Podziemski. Compared to what stars of his caliber typically cost, the Warriors would be securing a bargain, making this a rare opportunity in a league where teams often pay steep premiums for talent. By acquiring Leonard without losing their essential core, the Warriors would place themselves firmly back in championship contention. Curry would have yet another high-level co-star to share the scoring load, Butler wouldn't be stretched too thin defensively, and Green would thrive as a leader with two elite wing stoppers beside him. A lineup with four Hall of Famers would be more than exciting to watch. What makes this trade so intriguing is its realism. Kawhi Leonard, despite his undeniable talent, no longer commands the same untouchable trade value he once did. Between his injury history and recent off-court controversy, his market is at a low point, giving the Warriors a rare chance to swoop in without paying a superstar's ransom. On the flip side, the Clippers can't afford to cling to diminishing returns, especially when their franchise desperately needs a reset. For Golden State, the price of admission would be manageable compared to what they'd be gaining. They would add a Hall of Fame caliber wing who perfectly complements their roster without draining their future assets. Warriors predicted to land defensive specialist guard. The Golden State Warriors have been quiet this offseason, but not every question mark in the Bay is tied to uncertainty. One familiar face appears likely to stick around. In his breakdown of the top free agents still available, Bleacher Report's Eric Pincus predicted that Gary Payton II will return to Golden State. Warriors expected to re-sign GP2. Payton has always been a natural fit next to Stephen Curry. His athleticism, defensive versatility, and willingness to take on the toughest assignments make him one of Steve Kerr's most trusted role players. Pincus notes that while Payton may need to take a slight pay cut from the $9.2 million he earned last season, a reunion feels inevitable. The Warriors value his impact on the margins, where their stars can't always cover, and his presence helps steady the backcourt when Curry isn't on the floor. Why the Warriors need him? Golden State has plenty of offensive talent, but their margin for error on defense has been shrinking. Draymond Green can't guard everyone. Jimmy Butler will take pressure off Curry and shoulder heavy defensive loads, but the backcourt still needs a stopper. That's where GP2 matters. He isn't a great shooter, but he finds ways to score by cutting, finishing at the rim, and turning defense into offense. More importantly, he hounds guards and wings, setting a defensive tone that few players on the roster can replicate. If Payton does re-sign, it would be a stabilizing move for a Warriors team that has otherwise stayed on the sidelines while rivals added depth. It doesn't solve every problem, but it keeps a championship-tested piece in the rotation. Golden State is still weighing other free agent options, including DeAnthony Melton, Al Horford, and Seth Curry. But bringing back Payton signals they're not abandoning the defensive identity that carried them through their best years. With Stephen Curry still playing at an MVP level, the Warriors need pieces who fit around him, not distractions. Gary Payton II fits the mold perfectly, and all signs point to him running it back in the Bay. Warriors cut ties with 24-year-old G League champion. The Golden State Warriors haven't accomplished much this offseason. Shockingly, the Warriors are the only NBA team that hasn't signed or re-signed a player in free agency. However, the organization has sneakily moved on from a 24-year-old G League champion who competed with the Warriors League squad. According to Hoops Hype, Jaden Shackelford recently inked a deal after failing to land a training camp contract with the Dubs, making it correct to state that the Alabama product and Golden State have officially gone their separate ways. Shackelford was a standout guard with the Crimson Tide from 2019 to 2022. The Hesperia, California native guided the program to 2 NCAA tournament appearances during his 3-year collegiate career, including a Sweet 16 run in 2021. As a senior, Shackelford led Alabama in scoring, averaging 16.6 points and 5.4 rebounds while shooting 38.5% from the field and 35.1% from deep. Unfortunately, the second-team All-SEC member went undrafted in the 2022 NBA draft, but signed an Exhibit 10 deal with the Oklahoma City Thunder shortly after. Shackelford spent 2 seasons with the Thunder's G League affiliate, Oklahoma City Blue, before completing a deal with the Phoenix Suns in 2024. Earlier this summer, Shackelford contributed 8.4 points and 3.8 rebounds per game with the Warriors during the Las Vegas Summer League, but struggled mightily with his efficiency. He shot 25.6% from the field and 22.6% from three-point land. Shackelford may finally put it all together with Phoenix during his second stint with the franchise. More details emerge on unresolved Warriors' Jonathan Kuminga situation. It's been reported during the NBA offseason that the Golden State Warriors have offered Jonathan Kuminga deals to get something done. It's an unfortunate situation for the Warriors to be in with Kuminga, but something that doesn't seem to be getting resolved anytime in the near future. Kuminga believes that the Warriors are undervaluing him, and from a 22-year-old's perspective, it's tough to blame him. If Kuminga believes that he has the potential to be a star in the NBA and wants more money or a better opportunity elsewhere, Golden State should let him have that if it doesn't plan to play him. According to the latest report from NBC Sports Bay Area's Dalton Johnson, that's what it sounds like the problem is. What's the latest on Jonathan Kuminga? Kuminga wants to be in a situation where he can have opportunities, and this offseason has only shown him that he wants to control his own destiny to guarantee himself as much success as he can as a player. Through 4 years, Kuminga and the Warriors have yet to find common ground on who he presently is as a player, who he can be with more opportunities and who he will be in the future, Johnson wrote. The way this offseason has played out only has furthered Kuminga's desire to control his own destiny and how his future plays out. Kuminga wants to make sure that no matter who his next employer is, he's comfortable and confident he is being set up for success from the start. Kuminga doesn't want to be used as a pawn for a team where he has seen himself as the scapegoat, and he still doesn't fully know what his role will be going into his 5th NBA season, with the likelihood that he still isn't a starter and might not close games. More, Warriors floated as potential suitor for 15.1 ppg 76er swingman. The likeliest outcome in this scenario is for the Warriors to keep Kuminga around on a deal they want. It's unlikely that Kuminga will get all the money he's looking for, if even close to that, considering no other team around the league can realistically offer him a path to get paid. Josh Giddey's extension raises questions about Jonathan Kuminga's future with the Warriors amidst rising free agent stakes. Giddey's extension and its implications for Kuminga's future. Josh Giddey's recent contract extension has sparked discussions around the Golden State Warriors and the future of Jonathan Kuminga. As another restricted free agent secures their financial future, the landscape for Kuminga, who also finds himself in a pivotal offseason, becomes increasingly complex. The Warriors are faced with critical decisions regarding Kuminga, following a season that showcased his potential yet left many questions unanswered. Giddey's new deal could set a precedent for what teams might be willing to offer young talents like Kuminga, who was drafted 7th overall by Golden State in 2021. Kuminga's development and contract status. Kuminga's journey with the Warriors has been characterized by flashes of brilliance and occasional inconsistency. Despite showing signs of his star potential, he has struggled to find a consistent role within Steve Kerr's rotation. The key moments for Kuminga often came when the team needed him most, particularly during the playoffs when injuries thrust him into a more prominent position. With Giddey's extension potentially influencing market dynamics, Kuminga's restricted free agency now carries heightened stakes. The Warriors will need to weigh their options carefully, considering both the financial implications of matching any potential offer and the long-term vision for their roster. The bigger picture for the Warriors. As the offseason unfolds, the Warriors must navigate the complexities of their roster while keeping an eye on the evolving free agency landscape. Giddey's extension not only affects Kuminga but also reflects the broader trends in the league regarding young talent and contract negotiations. With teams increasingly willing to invest in promising players, Kuminga's situation will be closely monitored in the coming weeks. The Warriors will need to balance their aspirations for immediate success with the need to cultivate their young talent, ensuring they make the right call for Kuminga's future in Golden State.